nobody wins when the family feels.
Don't I look like a chick when I walk? Don't I look like a chick when I walk? Don't I look like a chick when I walk?
You know, sometimes I hit my knees at night and pray, hope this my leverage. We really did the dirt but made it.
We have the ability and we have the resolve to eliminate gangs and hold them accountable for whatever crimes they're committing in our communities. Organized crime does not pay, and any efforts to make fast cash by illegal means will earn you a fast path to a federal prison.
Bad cashy money, and we jumping out the porch with dirty glove bells.
So what would y'all say caused the split between the Fast Cash boys?
See news that a Memphis rapper, C Money, was killed in that shooting that you just saw there. This happened yesterday in a residential area in Frazier.
Fam, we at the point where the streets feel like a war zone. Folks not pulling up with no little handguns no more. They coming out with military type weapons. Fullies, extended clip switches, the whole arsenal. If you ain't got above 17 in your hand, it's probably best you ain't even stepping in the mix. Cause in this kind of situation, it's no fair fight. And there's no running from this kind of firepower. They bringing it. Today we headed back to Memphis. Talk about a rapper whose story sound like a full street documentary. And it ends with him in a shootout, caught crystal clear on camera. This ain't just any Memphis rapper. This is somebody who been in deep, once arrested for murder, accused of trying to silence a witness, tied to a legendary 4-man rap group that eventually split, and even caught up in a federal RICO over bank fraud almost a decade ago. And the crazy part about this story, just before he lost his life in this same location, one of his close friends was allegedly robbed broad daylight on that for stacks of cash and allegedly some bags. But over some petty BS, that robbery get blasted all over social media. And by nightfall, the man in this story is exchanging gunfire with what looks like a whole squad. People in the car, and maybe people off somewhere in the camera that you can't see for yourself. It's also worth mentioning out the gate that this spot is connected to another big name Memphis rapper who ain't even been mentioned in reports. Some say he allegedly made that call for help when knowing he was about to get robbed. But one thing for sure, when you watch this footage, that wrong place, wrong time story don't really add up. You live by the streets, you die by the streets. And when the firepower looks like this, it's no time to think for real. It's no time to run, and there's no second chances. But before we go over this, I want you guys to remember, I don't give you no angle, I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We'll jump right to it. Find me Corday Smith, aka Fast Cash C Money. He grew up in Raleigh, Memphis. He was one of 4 individuals, part of the Fast Cash Boys rap collective launched in 2016 on the strength of their first mixtape, Cream, and then scoring a hit in 2018 with their viral hit, Cash Walk.
Don't I look like a chick when I walk? Don't I look like a chick when I walk? Don't I look like a chick when I walk?
Now, Fast Cash Boys is allegedly No Faking Crew as well, or K-Block, for they street curve and drive. It's a clique of some gangster disciples allegedly in 108 Avenue, Peru. While some members are strictly FCB, Fast Cash Boys, they originated in Raleigh and were formed in 2012 and spread it amongst the youth. And as you can see, they dived into the music scene as well. They wasn't just on the radar in the rap scene, they was also on the radar of the police. In 2013, the Fast Cash Boys was allegedly responsible for shooting up a house occupied by 7 adults trying to silence a witness in the murder case. Memphis police say Hickory Hill home was riddled with bullets on an early Monday morning to silence at least 2 witnesses to a 2013 murder. No one was hurt in the shooting. In the 7000 block of Falls Hollow Cove, the people who lived there said there were 7 adults inside the home when several people opened fire. Police found 43 shell casings outside the home and say the bullets hit several parked cars nearby and even a vehicle 2 streets away. One neighbor quoting, "It's unfortunate and idiotic. I was thinking about it all day yesterday and feeling helpless." The neighbor who lives 2 doors away also say a bullet hit a hole in his back driver's side door. The victims were able to identify Corday Smith as one of the shooters, aka Fast Cash C Money. along with Calvin McCanns, was charged with first degree in the death of Keyshawn White. May he rest in peace and love and condolences to his family. White was gunned down in a parking lot of a gas station in Brooks and Mill Branch the year prior to the house being shot up. Police were looking for others involved, and they also gave Smith a new charge of attempt first degree. But I guess that did the job, because no witnesses showed up. He was able to come home and have another chance. And he briefly spoke about having a murder charge at a young age, alongside one of his rap buddies, who happens to be Calvin McMickens, aka Fast Cash Jizzle.
Purr skinny, off-white with some Yeezys. They say the rap game hard, but I make it look easy.
I probably was in fifth or some shit like that. It was some shit like that.
Yep.
And then shit, we always knew of each other then. Probably like 7th, 8th grade. We locked in. We started going through shit.
We got tight.
We started going through shit, losing mutual friends shit. Our partner Magic, we lost our partner Magic, RP Magic. That shit really made us get real close too, you know that?
Then we lost our partner Chopper.
We lost.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we lost a lot of guys. I be around the name plenty motherfuckers.
For sure.
But you know, long live them guys. They ain't do nothing to make us strong, make us go hard.
Yeah.
So how did Fast Cash Boys form then?
Man.
You want to answer that?
Shit, we was young nigga getting to the money fast, you know what I'm saying? We was getting a little, started feeling that, you know what I'm saying? Young, we started getting money fast, bam. One day we just sitting around, like, man, we got to call ourselves something.
Yep.
In my living room, some shit. Bam. We sitting down.
Then we were rapping.
Yup. Then we made like one song. That bitch, like, you know what I'm saying? Nigga was making little noise in the street, nigga did one song, them folks like, y'all straight. He take this shit serious, but like, anytime we get hot, like, start getting booked up and shit, nigga had fucked around.
Go to jail, yeah.
But they were like, before we took the shit serious though. Then after we took it serious, like, you know what I'm saying? Nigga know how to stay out the way now.
What's the group's reputation in Memphis?
What you mean?
Undefeated.
Undefeated?
What the fuck you tell that?
That's the case.
Yeah.
So what would you say is one of the biggest life lessons you guys learned?
Man, we went through it together.
Man,
really?
That motherfucker. Yeah, they probably were the toughest. Yeah. That was the toughest situation we probably been through.
Had a little charge. We had a little murder charge.
That's not a little charge. That's a major charge.
Yeah, that shit right there. Like waking up not knowing if you finna come home or not. You know what I'm saying? You telling your folks you finna be home this week. This next court day they sit y'all. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be strong for this shit. This shit went on for a couple years type shit.
Oh wow.
You know what I'm saying?
We overcame it though.
We overcame this shit for sure.
Misunderstand.
Yep.
Both of you guys were charged?
Yeah. We both were charged.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So were you guys have a bond? Were you both locked up together? How'd that work?
We had a bond.
See, we went to jail like
a couple
times. Bam, he went. Bam, he went. Crazy. He was still down there at juvenile or some shit. I was just turning 18.
I was 17.
Bam, he stayed a little longer. He stayed like 10. He did about 10 months. He did about 10 months one time. Then I was out on bond for like 14 months. Then he got out.
Like 2 months.
Then when I bond, then bond got revoked. And some other shit. You know.
It was just the
wild,
struggle.
man. That shit was crazy, man. We made it through this shit.
Hell yeah, this shit, we overcame this shit. Like
this shit made niggas strong, you know what I'm saying? And it showed me who my real friends and shit was, you know what I'm saying? Who my real brothers was and who I can lean on and depend on and shit. Like, that's all it really did. It just help you.
Built a nigga.
It show you who, man. People show their true color.
Yeah.
Yeah. Motherfucker tell you finna get this many years. Motherfucker hear they getting up out of there on you.
Real
motherfucker stop putting minutes on the phone.
All type of shit going on.
The next nigga hot out there on the seat. The next nigga hot on the town. They done forgot about you. You ain't got shit with your pictures in that motherfucker. You showing your city, your pictures. That's what I used to be doing and shit.
God.
Nigga, I don't want to hear this shit. Man, free the guy though. You been jail, you been through this shit. Free.
Yeah, freedom guy.
Yeah.
So when did you guys first meet? How old were you guys?
Dang, we was so young.
See, we knew each other for a minute, but we got cool, like middle school.
Yeah, like middle school.
Oh, wow.
He probably was there. I mean, probably about 4th grade. He probably in 4th grade when I first saw him. When I first saw him, like the symptom and shit, you know what I'm saying? I look at it, you know what I'm saying? I was probably like, he probably in 3rd, I probably in 5th or some shit like that. It was some shit like that.
Yep.
And then
Now, shout out to Off the Porch. He got almost an hour interview with those two. If you guys want to check it out, you should go over there and head over there. But I wanted to point out some key clips to let you guys get a clear understanding of those two. Knowing each other since elementary, becoming close since middle school, having murder charges, to even having a rap group together. Now, just to briefly give you guys an update on the group before we continue this story, it seemed they broke up, and two of the other members have briefly spoke about it on Off the Porch. I want you guys to hear it for about 60 seconds. They was identified as TP Stacks and Money. It seemed they took the fast cash out their name.
So how did y'all feel once y'all seen the other members on the porch and y'all weren't present?
Really? Man, I was on house arrest, you hear me? It was some shit like this, so I wasn't gonna never be able to come regardless. It's just the communication part. You know? I ain't know nothing about it. None of it. Off the porch, none of this shit. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't really know what was going on no more. Once I got on house arrest, it was like, it's cold turkey. I don't know nothing.
Yeah. So what would y'all say caused the split between the Fast Cash boys?
Like managing, like pride.
Communication
too.
Yep. Like we really barely talk to each other type shit.
Yeah.
Like I talk to him like every day.
Yeah.
But, like we ain't really, like we stayed in Memphis.
Yeah.
Like one of them stayed in Atlanta type shit. So we was already split up anyway.
Years later, it seemed everybody doing their own thing, dropping music on their own time. See, Money, it was no different. Now dropping more songs for the girls, and even appearing to be around big names like lled. But then in 2017, C Money was one of 17 individuals who was arrested and part of the Fast Cash street gangs, according to the feds. They had charges that included bank fraud and conspiracy to distribute controlled substance. The indictment alleges that all the defendants except one reside in Memphis and the other, Los Angeles. According to the U.S. Attorney, group members were alleged to have perpetrated crimes that included writing more than $243,000 worth of bad checks and distributing more than 100 kilograms of marijuana. According to the indictment, they believe $243,000 in criminal proceeds generated by the bank fraud conspiracy and at least $1 million in proceeds generated by the drug money.
Yesterday, our office unsealed a 2-count indictment charging 18 individuals of the Fast Cash criminal organization in Memphis with conspiracy to commit bank fraud and conspiracy to possess with the intent to distribute over 100 kilograms of marijuana. Fast Cash is a hybrid neighborhood street gang made up of individuals from the Raleigh and Fraser areas of Memphis. 17 of the named defendants are from Memphis and 1 defendant resides in Los Angeles, California. The Fast Cash Boys Entertainment Group was a music label which was established to memorialize the death of an up-and-coming rapper here in North Memphis. However, over time, many of its members began exploiting the brand by engaging in criminal activity to earn fast cash for the enterprise. Fast Cash has 2 major areas of criminal involvement that are alleged in the indictment today: drug trafficking and high-grade marijuana into and throughout Memphis, and defrauding banks with a scheme involving deposits and withdrawals from ATM machines. As part of the conspiracy to commit bank fraud, which is alleged in count 1 of the indictment, we allege that several members of the Fast Cash organization solicited and obtained through social media various Regions Bank account holders' information, including debit card and check information. Once that financial information and those instruments were obtained, the next step of the scheme was to deposit checks without any funds into the bank accounts using the ATM machines at Regions Bank locations here in Memphis and Shelby County. Members of the Fast Cash organization learned that if the deposit was made before 8 p.m., the funds would become available the next business day. The deposited checks were made from closed accounts, worthless checks, and counterfeit checks. After the deposits were made, a member of Fast Cash would contact Regions Bank to verify through the automated telephonic system of the bank that the funds were available to withdraw. And after the fraudulent deposit was made and the funds became available, a member of Fast Cash would make the withdrawal from the ATM, from debit card purchasers, through the drive-thru, or in person at the bank by account holders who were previously recruited by social media. Obviously, by the time that Regions Bank received notifications from other financial institutions that the checks deposited into the region's ATM did not have sufficient funds, or that the accounts were closed, or that the checks were counterfeit, members of Fast Cash had already withdrawn the funds, which were then split among the members of Fast Cash and sometimes the account holders who had been recruited. It's alleged in the indictment that this fraudulent scheme went on from November 2017 until July of 2019, resulting in an attempted potential loss of $466,000 from Regions Bank and an actual loss to Regions of $243,000. Count 2 of the indictment alleges that several members of Fast Cash also engaged in a drug trafficking conspiracy to transport high-grade marijuana from California and distribute it here in Memphis and the surrounding area, further supplying their members with Fast Cash. These drug trafficking...
Now, C Money did a couple years and came home. That was his last time getting incarcerated. That wasn't his last time getting in some trouble. Saturday, August 9, 2025. Early in the morning, a video has surfaced on social media. It's in Memphis, Tennessee, in the Frazier neighborhood, also considered by locals as the Bay. Now, that home where this man was getting robbed at was on the same street as a well-known rapper who go by the name as lled have a house at. Nonetheless, he was there. And according to some people in Memphis, they feel like even if you don't know his music, you know that he flashy. Now, people was going with the assumption that the person who was getting robbed was Bread Gang Lil Cuz. And that's because his opposition, who somehow they knew, had spoke on it on social media before the video was uploaded. And then suddenly... Now, Bread Gang Lil Cuz, who was close to C Money, had went to Instagram before the situation later that evening on the same street and said the following about allegedly being robbed.
PSA, man, let me clear that up right now, man. They want me on no motherfucking video getting stretched out on no ground. Nigga, zoom in, nigga. I got any nigga $10,000 right now, nigga. They can zoom in and show me that me. Nigga, they want me on no motherfucking video getting stretched out, nigga, on all my dead niggas.
Now, later that night, shortly after midnight, a shooting occurred in that same location. Some say the driveway, allegedly, to one of the homes of Lil Migo, who strangely enough is close friends to Bread Gang Lil Cuz. But nonetheless, neighbors found several homes shot up, even having some doorbell footage being leaked, capturing every moment or at least every sound. It was reported that Lil Migo had allegedly called for help after knowing he was about to be robbed. That's why C Money had allegedly showed up. Not sure if that was him who had the door open, but we assuming that's the guy who lost their life because as the driver backed up, the door never closed. C Money was found shot to death a half-mile away on Georgian Drive. A family member confirmed this morning that the man was killed was the Memphis rapper C Money, whose real name is Corday Smith. May he rest in peace. A love of condolences to his family.
Breaking news now. Family confirming to Fox 13 News that Memphis rapper C Money was killed in that shooting that you just saw there. This happened yesterday in a residential area in Frazier. Fox 13's Daniel Wilkerson joining us live from that neighborhood. Daniel, break it down for us. What happened here?
Well, we understand, as you said, that rapper killed Fast Cash C Money. This happened, Ernie, around 12:20, right after midnight, Sunday. So really, really early in the morning, late Friday into Saturday. Folks, I don't know that I have ever heard and seen this much gunfire at one location. Yeah, for those of you familiar with the area, this is not too far from Georgian Hills Park. Innovation Church is not far from where I stand this morning. Keep in mind, this is a residential area. You can see in that video, it's hard to determine which direction these shots were coming from. There were so many, but it appears you see someone standing outside that vehicle. Again, it's hard to tell whether that is the shooter or the victim. That car, it starts to bag up. It appears the passenger door is open while the car is backing up. It looks like the person who had been standing outside that vehicle is somehow able to hold on to it as it's backing back. As we understand it right now, the body was discovered at Meritavia and Georgian Drive. Meritavia and Georgian Drive. Now, we have been speaking with different people in the area. This is what a man told me. Keep in mind, the man you're about to hear from, folks, he is right at 75 years old.
If I had been walking past this way, I would have been shook. I would have got shot.
Oh yeah.
So that's what is frightening to me right there. So that's where it came through at right there.
Yes, it does something. Folks, that video you're looking at right there, that is right outside of that door or the window where that man was standing not too far from. It's just unbelievable. But back out here live, I want to show you this. These are tire marks. And I don't know, we don't have it confirmed whether these tire marks were from this incident, but I can tell you all over this cove, not far from where we know this happened, there are tire marks everywhere. What we know, again, confirmed from a family member, Fast Cash C Money. We understand that that rapper was part of the Fast Cash Boys. We're going to have more developments for you. We're working to get even more information confirmed.
Yeah. Had to be scared for the folks in that neighborhood hearing all that gunfire. Daniel Wilkerson.
We don't know who was allegedly involved in that shootout. We don't know if Bread Gang Lil Cuz was really robbed. He addressed it. Someone say if it wasn't true, why address it? It's just crazy enough to know that 3 people who's well connected. One was allegedly robbed, one was allegedly killed, and one was allegedly targeted at his home. As we wrap this video up, we do want to say rest in peace to every victim we talked about and love and condolences to you guys' families. We do want to send love and prayers to anyone who was affected by the story we just talked about. This is just another example of how quick the streets can flip on you. One minute you standing tall, the next your name and a hashtag and a moral on someone's wall. Whether this was payback or wrong place at wrong time or just a bad move, the results are the same. Another Memphis talent gone. Another crew split apart, and another chapter in the story that's been played out in the same neighborhoods for decades. Let me know how you guys feel about this one. This was the story of a local rapper being gunned down while in a shootout, only hours after his homie was allegedly robbed on the same block. Talk to me in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and to that, I'll catch you guys on the next one.